How do you do? You wake up every morning with a goal in mind. You have tried to stay consistent, to stay focused, to stay positive, even when the results were slow. You have read the books. You have listened to the lessons. You have done things most people around you would never do. And yet, something is still missing. You can feel it, that gap between where you are and where you know you are meant to be. If any of that is true, then what I am about to share with you will change the way you think. Because the difference between those who build real wealth and those who only dream of it is not what they do. It is how they think. I spent 25 years studying the wealthiest and most powerful minds of our time. Carnegie, Rockefeller, Ford, Edison. I did not study what they built. I studied their thoughts before they built it. And I discovered a truth so simple it upsets the average mind. Wealth does not follow effort. It follows identity. They understood something most people never learn, that wealth is not a reward for effort alone. Wealth is the outward reflection of an inward state. It is the physical evidence of a mental attitude that the world cannot ignore. The person who drifts, who lets fear direct their thoughts, who lets circumstance dictate their beliefs, will never build anything lasting, because they are broadcasting the wrong signal. And the universe only delivers what your signal is telling it. The first way the wealthy think differently is this: they know exactly what they want. Not roughly, not generally, exactly. The average person wants more money. The wealthy person knows the specific number, the specific vehicle, the specific timeline. They have what I call a chief definite aim, a purpose so clear, so vivid, that the subconscious mind has no choice but to organize every thought, every decision, and every action around its achievement. Vague desires produce vague results, but a specific, written purpose, backed by the belief that it will be achieved, becomes a command the universe cannot ignore. Ask yourself right now, can you name with precision what you are building? Can you feel it as already done? Can you see it so clearly that doubt seems foolish in its presence? If you cannot, that is where the work begins. Clarity alone will not make you wealthy. The mind is a garden. If you do not tend it, weeds will grow. The second way the wealthy think differently is the way they guard their inner world. They monitor their inner speech, and the moment a thought of fear, doubt, resentment, or lack enters, they remove it immediately. Because they understand that a single unchallenged thought of poverty, entertained long enough, will undo months of right thinking. The wealthy do not allow negative thoughts to linger. They replace it with the voice of faith, the voice that says, I was created to build, to give, to expand. What you repeatedly say to yourself, whether truth or lie, your subconscious accepts and acts upon. So speak wealth into your identity every single morning before the world gets its hands on your attention. Speak it with emotion, with the certainty of someone who already knows how the story ends. The third way the wealthy think differently, and this one will challenge you. They do not see failure as a verdict. They see it as data. Every setback contains within it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. That is not a consolation. That is a law. And the person who understands that law cannot be stopped, because they extract value from every experience, including the ones that break ordinary people. The wealthy do not ask, "Why is this happening to me?" They ask, "What is this preparing me for?" That shift is where the transformation begins, from victim to student, from student to master, from master to the person that wealth was always waiting for. Now let me give you the fourth truth, and perhaps the most important one. The wealthy govern themselves. They understand that the person who cannot control their thoughts, their habits, their time, and their energy is not a person building wealth. They are a person leaking it. Wealth is not built in moments of inspiration. It is built in the moments when inspiration is absent, and you act anyway. When you are tired, and you choose discipline. When you are discouraged, and you choose faith. When the results have not arrived, and you refuse to quit. Because here is what separates the wealthy thinker from everyone else. They act as if it were impossible to fail, not because they believe failure cannot happen, but because they have decided that no outcome will be final, no door will be the last door, no loss will be the defining chapter. That decision is the foundation upon which everything is built. So let me bring this together for you now. The wealthy think differently, not because they were born different. They were conditioned different. And what has been conditioned can be reconditioned. You begin today, not with a strategy, not with a plan, with a decision to name what you want with precision, to guard your mind like your life depends on it, because it does, to extract the lesson from every setback instead of the wound, to govern yourself so completely that weakness becomes irrelevant, and above all, to speak to yourself the way the wealthiest person you know thinks about themselves. If I could leave you with one truth that contains everything I have taught, it is this: you do not attract what you want. You attract who you are. From this day forward, you think like someone who already has it. You speak like someone who expects it. And you refuse to settle for a life smaller than the one you were created to live. That is how the wealthy think. And now, so do you.